Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. We have a club with no transfers, our captain leaving, all the coaching team leaving, missing out on targets such as Harvey Barnes, etc. We'll be back after this to discuss all of that. Surely there's some positivity today as well. Guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. Hello, mate. How's it going? You've been away. You've been away from the madness. I'm sure you've still been reading all the stuff and that as well. Yeah, what's going on, mate? You know, from a month ago, being ecstasy, you know, the height of your West Ham experience and joy, to back to oh dear, like I'm very, very worried again.
Yeah, it's getting worrying, isn't it? It's like you say, mate. It's so difficult because after the highs, you know, winning the Conference League, and I've been away. I've been on holiday the last couple of weeks, but I've still been sort of reading the news and still waiting for Rice to be confirmed that he's gone and seeing if he's signing anyone and all the rest of it. But I've been trying to stay positive. I've been trying to keep that, you know, let's not panic. Let's not panic. But some worrying signs, 100%. There's definitely some worrying signs.
Yeah, let's just quickly touch on Rice because I don't want to talk about him too much. You know, obviously, last time we did a show was about 3 weeks ago. 105 million, mate. Happy with that price? Good price. Done well there, have we? In your opinion?
Yeah, I think so. And it sounds like we're getting the sounds like we're getting the payment over 2 years, which is very unusual for transfers these days. Normally the payments are spread out across the length of the contract. I imagine Rice will be on at least 5 years. So yeah, I think we've done really well to get the money over the 2 years. 105 million. Yeah, I think anything realistically, you know, anything over 100 million, I think we would have done well. I know we were asking for 120, but I don't think we were ever going to get 120, especially when you look and see. What surprised me is there hasn't, apart from, you know, that one City bid, no one's been in for him apart from Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I was surprised that you know, maybe United, Liverpool was looking for centre mids as well. Yeah, I was a bit surprised, but yeah, yeah, I don't think you can argue with 105 million, mate. Just one more thing on him, because it was a discussion whilst you were away, and I'd just be interested to have your little take for a few seconds. How does Rice leave, mate? You know, people say legend, hero. You know, for me, like I say, there is a touch of about it. I think, you know, he's been edging for a move for 2 years. He's made it really clear. You know, he's never. He would have gone last year. He probably would have gone the year before that. For me, he's a cult hero now, but I don't think he will be in that legend discussion.
No, I don't either. Mainly because of it's difficult because we all knew he was going to leave. We were expected him to leave. But it's Arsenal was the choice, which is weird. And now you're hearing all these things come out that apparently he was meeting with Arteta back in December.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's true or not, but
it probably is. You know, it probably is with the permission of the club. You know, the club said, yeah, that's fine. But then if from all the way back in December, he knew he was going to be leaving, he didn't want to play for West Ham anymore. We all kind of knew this anyway. But then to be coming out and you know, at the celebrations with a trophy, the one more year Declan Rice and singing along with it, and like, mate, come on. Do you know what's going to do it for me? I guarantee, absolutely guarantee. First of all, when Arsenal released the video of him joining, the announcement video on Monday, I assume it'll be pulling the badge, the Arsenal badge. It'll be yes, Arsenal. I think he could easily go and do a Rio. I don't
become more of an Arsenal legend.
I think. Don't get me wrong.
Got to win something first.
Rice 100% cares about West Ham. He does 100% cares about West Ham.
And
winning the trophy meant a lot to him. But Declan Rice cares a hell of a lot more about Declan Rice than he does West Ham. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it won't be long before he's kissing that Arsenal badge. You know, and again, this is coming from a lad who's supposed to be a Chelsea fan, grew up Chelsea, then spent a huge amount of time at West Ham, won a trophy at West Ham, captained the club. Now he's off to Arsenal. I don't know. You know, a lot of people have been saying, well, the signs were there when he dropped Ireland for England, and you know that's just the sort of person he is. And Yeah, I do think it will take it. It will. Listen, he's always going to be the man that captained us to a European trophy. Always. He's always going to have that status. He'll always have that. Will he go down as a West Ham legend after this? I don't think so.
I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't want to talk about Rice for too long because it's done now. But the disrespect I don't like is he carried us to our first trophy. What about Bowen on that night? What about Paqueta on that night? What about Ben Rama? What about Emerson, who was fantastic on the night? You know, you maybe could argue that he helped us and carried us to keeping us up and stuff. But in terms of, you know, it's disrespectful to the other players that won that competition with him.
Yeah, it is. It is. But at the same time, I do think there is, and I know from what I was just saying sounds the opposite, but I think it goes the other way as well. I think now he is leaving. I think there's a lot of fans that are rewriting history. Let's not pretend he weren't our best player for the last 4 years.
No. I'm not saying that.
Let's not pretend he wasn't. You know, for the first half of last season, I don't think he was good. I think the second half of last season, I think he was absolutely world class. I think there were times when he did carry us. And I do think there's going to be a bit of rewriting history. Now he's leaving. It's like, oh, well, didn't want you anyway, sort of thing, which is natural. You know, that's what people do. So I think it'll probably end up down the line falling somewhere in the middle. You know, is he going to be seen? Is he going to be seen as a Bobby Moore, Trevor Brooking, Billy Bonds? No, absolutely not. Is he even going to be seen on the same level as Mark Noble? I don't think so. I think he's going to be. You'll look at him and he'll be like Scott Parker.
Yeah, maybe, mate. Yeah, like I say, he's given me, you know, lifting that trophy. He, you know, one of only 3 men to lift the trophy with West Ham. You know, you are in a good category. And someone made a good point. I don't think you can be a legend until you retire. And, you know, maybe in 10 years' time, when if we're still doing this and we're discussing it again, maybe he does get into our best West Ham midfield.
Yeah. Maybe. And like I say, let's not pretend he's not a great player, because he is. But is he going to be in that top tier West Ham players of all time? No. Not. I'm talking about ability. I'm just talking about how people think of him. No, he won't. You know, like I say, he'll be. And you know, Joe Cole was my absolute idol when I was a kid. But he's going to be in that same bracket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I'm not hurt with this one really either. It's like, because we sort of knew it was coming where with the Joe Cole ones and
that was painful,
and stuff like that. You know, they come out of nowhere, the Payet ones, and even Arnie to a certain extent. You know, it came out of nowhere.
And that's one thing you have to say. And I do see, I did see someone mentioned it in the comments. Sorry, I can't see it now. But you have to say as well, unlike Arnautovic, unlike Payet, he didn't throw his toys out the pram. You know. No. He didn't. He stayed professional. He was still playing. He wanted to leave, but I don't think you got that impression on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, that's enough of the Declan Rice stuff. Also, since then, mate, Tim Steeden has come in as technical director, football director. I'm not sure, can't remember his title. Quite exciting, this one. You know, he's got some good links to players and good links to managers. I still have this theory that Xabi Alonso will be our manager next summer. What do you make of that one, since you've been away?
Yeah, good appointment. Really good appointment. The guy comes in with a really good reputation from Dortmund and in Germany. Really good reputation. You know, apparently he was key to bringing through some top players for them. And I'm looking forward to see what happens. I think this is too early, this window. I think he's obviously being brought in long-term in mind. I don't think we'll see much involvement really from him this window, probably even in January as well. I think it'll be him. He'll be starting to look for next summer. I reckon that unless, you know, we have a fantastic, amazing season, I can't see David Moyes getting a new contract. So I reckon he'll be heavily involved in a new manager coming in as well. But yeah, it's good. You know, it's about time we started making these type of appointments and started building out that backroom team.
Yeah, because we've got no coaches now.
Now we've got no coaches. Yeah, we're starting to build up the scouting, and now we're losing all the coaches.
Yeah, I'm quite excited with the Steeden one. You know, by all accounts, we have missed out on Harvey Barnes now. You know, he's going to go to Newcastle. There was a ridiculous rumour that West Ham were going to go in for Moussa Diaby, which, no, he's a £70 million winner. You know, I'd love to see it. But I do think we will be linked with a lot of Bundesliga players. Tar, we were linked with this morning, centre-back, German centre-back. There was another one. Zakaria, obviously, he played for Juventus, but he, you know, Steeden, if he is a Steeden link, then he's known from the Bundesliga. Yeah, we'll talk about the coach in a minute. Let's talk about transfers still, mate. So we do have 105 million burning a hole in our pocket. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted with the Barnes one not coming through. I have to say, I'm really excited about that one. But
yeah, that was a real shame, because I think that for me the biggest thing is it seems like he was the number one target. It seems like he was Moyes' number one target. We dilly-dallied, sort of waiting for this Rice deal to go through, seemingly. Maybe we would have put a bid in and Newcastle would have come in anyway. And let's be honest, he's never going to choose us over Newcastle. But we didn't even try it, seems like. We didn't even go for it early. You know, we needed to go for that early, try and get it done. And now I think he would have been basically a left-sided Bowen. You know, I think he would have been fantastic in our team.
I think the balance would have been fantastic with them two.
I think he would have been great. And I don't think we've been linked with anyone else really the same as him. You know, we've been linked with other left-sided wingers, but none that are really the same sort of player
and dynamic.
So I think that's a big loss. And you know, again, that's one, right? Okay, number one target, tick him off the list. We couldn't get him, and I don't know. There don't seem to be, apart from Zakaria, there doesn't seem to be anything close at the minute.
It doesn't seem to be any urgency.
No, and like you had last season. Last season, you had Moyes come out and saying, you know, we struggled because it took time for the players to settle. You know, we didn't have the new signings didn't have a full pre-season, and it took too long for them to settle in and all the rest of it. We're making exactly the same mistake again.
Mate, we play Boreham Wood tomorrow. I know, listen, that's just a silly little kickabout one. But then Friday, we're playing Tottenham in Australia. Like, how's David Moyes going to meet any player, you know, because he has to have the final veto by all accounts, if he's in Australia? You know, we need players yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to better get your passport ready. You got to get in Australia. Sorry, got bad cough. Go on, mate. Carry on for it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, mate. You know, it leaves us again. We're just doing our business late. The only thing that I can hope, again, I'm trying to keep my positive hat on, but the only thing you can hope is, you know, we pull out. If we do leave it late, we pull out another Paqueta type signing. But yeah, I mean, our squad at the moment is we had one of the smallest and oldest squads in the league last season. Our squad's even smaller now. We're losing our best player and our captain.
Yeah, Lanzini's gone.
It's a worry. You like to say Lanzini's gone by all accounts, and we could lose. If you listen to reports, we could still lose Scamacca, we could lose Antonio, we could lose Ings, we could lose Fornals.
Fornals to Juventus, yeah.
Yeah, we could lose Souček. You know, we could lose Kera. Apparently, he's got interest in him. Like, that's a lot of players that we need to replace, and we needed more players last season.
No, that's it, mate. That's it. God, sorry, bloody proper cough attack there. Yeah, mate, it's worrying. It is worrying. It's very, very worrying times. And again, I hope, you know, people will say to us, you know, Luke, there's 5 weeks left or whatever it is, 6 weeks left of the transfer window. I can't quite remember when it closes. But it's back to that thing you said, mate. Like last year, if we sign a player in September, we are not going to see him until November because that's how Moyes works. And, you know, we need players, boom, ready to go, especially the two midfielders. You know, we could go again with Antonio, Benrahma, Bowen, but Paqueta and Souček can't play by themselves if it is Paqueta and Souček again. So, yeah, I don't know. Like you say, mate, Jesus. Looks like Dennis Zakaria is close. Yeah, not bad player. You know, not setting the world alight or anything, but he's all right. He's athletic. What do you make?
He's got all the attributes. He's got all the attributes. You know, he's I think he's 27 this year. So he's not a young player, but he's big, he's physical, he's very quick. And he's got all the attributes to be a top player. A
bit like a Diarmi style, when he?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, he loves a tackle, he's got good passing range on him, he can pass the ball, he moves, he's quite quick as well. He doesn't really dally on the ball.
It looks like he can drive with the ball. Good
Yeah,
feet.
you know, he's a sort of player that could be really, really good. The only worry is, you know, last season I think he made 7 appearances for Chelsea. The season before that, he only played 11 games for Juventus. So, you know, whether that's, I don't think that was completely down to injuries. He did have a couple of injuries, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think for the prices we're talking, if we're saying it seems to be about 20 million, or I think it's like 20 million euros. If we get him for under 20 million pounds, I think it's a good gamble. And I think if he can stay fit throughout the season and play a good run of games, I do think he's a big upgrade on Souček. I do. I think he's a big upgrade on
that's a good
Souček.
way of looking at it. Actually, yeah. If you're thinking he's not Bryce, he's the Souček replacement. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Actually, yeah. Ward-Prowse, and yes, I did say Prowse, not Price. Ward-Prowse. I think this one will happen. I do. Again, you know, it was Barnes and Ward-Prowse. I think Ward-Prowse will happen. The betting odds are very close on it, but like I say, I know we talk about it all the time, but people poo-poo it. But listen, the way David Moyes plays, he's absolutely perfect. No, he's the perfect for it.
Yeah, you know, if we're going to continue to be a team that relies on getting the ball in the box, playing it long, putting balls in behind, relying on set pieces, who better than a Ward-Prowse, you know?
And it gives us a different threat, doesn't it? You know, any free kick in and around the box, there's a good chance it goes in.
Yeah, yeah. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good signing.
Especially again, like the rumour price now, it was 50, then it was 30,
that was ridiculous.
And then by all accounts, now you might be able to get him out there for 25 million. It's not a bad price, 25 million.
That sort of money, I don't mind. When it was sort of 40 million, 50 million, no way. But you know, dropping that down sort of 20, 25, it becomes a lot more appealing. It does. It becomes a lot more appealing.
Again, I don't know about the Paulinho one. That's gone a bit quiet as well.
I can't see that happening. They put a 90 million price tag on him, and to me, that was them basically saying he's not for sale. And I think it would be stupid to, you know, we can't spend the majority of the Rice money on one player. We just can't do it unless it is an absolute world class player.
That one player, mate, if I have to throw a name out there, is Jonathan David. If I had to go one player that I would love West Ham to sign is him. What about you? Is there any other one that you'd like that would be like a worldie that's realistic?
I mean, that's the issue, isn't it? Is the realistic side of things. David, 100%. I think we could get him. I don't know what price they're putting him. I'm guessing it probably costs about 50, 60.
Yeah, but by all accounts, the rumor is you can get him out there for between 45 and 51. I think it was.
See, I think that's 100%. But I think that would all depend on Scamacca, whether he stays or goes. I think if Scamacca moves on, maybe we'll see a move like that. You know, some of the names we've been linked with, like, you know, Paulo Dybala would be ridiculous, but it's not for
purely
the
on
money,
wages, mate.
The thing is, though, his release clause for teams outside of Serie A is only 12 million.
Yeah,
which is nothing. You know, if you're
fantastic player as well,
12 million for a player like that, and it's not just the quality because he is a world class player. The profile that is a signing that raises the profile of the club,
and what that message sends to Paqueta as well.
Yeah, you know, that's a signing that raises the profile of the club, but it's not going to happen. You know, that is dreamland. Just like Chiesa.
I really don't want this to happen. We've been offered Origi in a sort of swap for Scamacca. Oh, no.
No, I wouldn't. Can you imagine going into a season with Origi, Ings, and Antonio?
No.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what I would have took. Sadly, he's injured now. I would have took Tammy Abrahams as some sort of part exchange for Scamacca. I would have. I think he would suit our system. I know people will turn their nose up and go, no, not Tammy Abrahams. But you have to think about the way Moyes plays.
I think he's a fantastic player.
Yeah, a lot of people turn their nose up, though, mate. A lot of West Ham fans turn their nose up.
Obviously, you can't take him out for the injury. You know, he's going to be out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's going nowhere. But before that injury, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
obviously it's moot now, and it's like I say, I don't know. It's so difficult with the players we have been linked with. A lot of them are those sort of unrealistic names. The more realistic ones, not.
Hudson-Odoi has been linked. Obviously, Conor Gallagher's name keeps coming up. Who else was there? Alex Scott, the Bristol City, Guernsey Grealish. Have you read that, mate? What do you make of that? Like, there's been a lot of politics on West Ham YouTube. I know you don't watch a lot of the other channels, but some are saying they don't think it's true. Some are saying it is true. I think the fact that it could be true, and the fact that we know he's got history of it with the Onana deal, and there was one other player before as well. I think who was it? Tomorrow, weren't it? That was it. When Tomorrow was really close to joining West Ham.
That's right. Yep.
The fact that there's history of him doing that,
it wouldn't. I think. I think the part that could absolutely be true is Moyes has said, "I am not going to guarantee you playing time." I think that absolutely 100% could be true. Whether you agree with that or not, and this is the thing, you know. And I did see your video about it, mate, that you said, you know, whether you agree with that or not, yeah, of course.
It's smoozing, isn't it?
He shouldn't
be feeding him crap.
Yeah, he shouldn't be agreeing to give anyone guaranteed football, but you've got to play the game.
Yeah, you got like Wolf of Wall Street, you know what I mean? You've got to sell it. Do you know what I mean? Sell it. Like, yeah, you'll be playing every week, and you know, you'll be on £500 every goal you score, and you know, like. If he hasn't got that ability to smooth, then it's pretty pointless him being in the room.
Yeah, you know that, like you say, there's times where you've got to play the game. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if that did happen, and that is true. I do think it might have been blown a little bit out of proportion. I don't know. You know, along with all the backroom staff leaving and all the stuff that's come out about that, I don't know. It's just not. It's so annoying because we want to be going into this season so positive and so like I want to be looking forward to this season. Like, we just won a trophy. We just won a European trophy. We're back into Europe.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. I texted you the other day, didn't I? I was like, I just want this season over with, so then hopefully David Moyes is gone.
What I want is I want us to come out, win our first 5 games,
and we're all Moyes
win the Europa League, qualify for the Champions League, give Moyes a 10-year contract. That's what I want.
That's what I want as well. That means West Ham are succeeding. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I want. But no, I know what you're saying, mate. And going into, I don't know how many times I've said this over the years, but any manager, not just David Moyes, going into a season with any manager in their last year of the contract is a recipe for disaster for me. It really is. It really is, because it's if it doesn't start well, or even like we saw with the likes of Allardyce going into the last year of his contract, we were top 4. We were top 4 at Christmas, and then after Christmas, when it became clear that he weren't going to get a contract extension, he gave up. You know, and so even if we're doing well, it just reduces the motivation, and then the motivation for the players disappears because they just think, well, it's going to be a different manager next year anyway. Who cares? So the motivation for the players drops. If you're looking to bring players in, they don't know.
They don't know. Yeah, they don't
know what's going to happen. So someone could come in, and then a new manager comes in next year, and they're not wanted anymore. It's just so. I've never liked it. Never liked it with any manager.
Do you think there was a lot of truth in the comments then towards the end of the season that David Moyes had that clear the air thing where he said, like, look, let's go and win this trophy, keep West Ham up, and then I'll leave? And do you reckon, you know, like I say, is there any truth in that? And he's gone back on that, and that's what's forced the Warburton out and Nevin out, and a lot of players saying they want to go now.
I think it would have been smart for him to leave. I think the smart thing would have been for him to walk away, win the trophy, you know, walk away, go out on a high, go down in history, go down as a West Ham legend, winning that trophy, walk away, because again, I hope more than anything, we come out flying and we're smashing teams and we're winning games and we do really well in Europe. But if we don't, and it starts going wrong like it did in the league last year, all of that goodwill that he's built up and winning that trophy it'll be tainted. It'll be tainted, you know, and he'll end up getting sacked by Christmas, and it will just be.
I think Steedon's got manager lined up as well. I reckon he seems like a clever guy.
Yes, I think the smart thing for Moyes would have been to walk away. Whether that was originally the plan and then he changed his mind, whether I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But I think the smart thing for all parties would have been to part ways, win the trophy, part ways, go out on an eye, go and take over Celtic, win everything in Scotland. You know, that would have been the smart thing to do, in my opinion. We'll have to see how it pans out, I suppose.
Yeah. By all accounts, we are linked with Steve Round, who is who was the assistant coach at Arsenal. Worked with Moyes at Everton, worked with Moyes at Manchester United as well. Yeah, well, he did well last year with Arsenal, didn't he? So, and you know, Moyes did a decent job at Everton with this guy. So hopefully, you know, this guy is another one that he can trust. You know, because it seems that he finds it hard to take criticism and new ideas from what you get from the Warburton interviews since he's left the club.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I hope that's the case. I think he had that with Irvine, but then when he left, there's obviously been a big old there. Warburton come in, didn't work out. He's done his interviews and all the rest of it. How much of that is sort of sour grapes and him just being bitter, I don't know. But then you hear that, you know, Nolan sort of had his fallings out with Moyes last season as well. But yeah, you know, Round, good reputation, like you say, worked with Moyes before. Again, let's hope it's a positive. Let's hope he comes in with some new ideas and that's just because I see it there, as Ralph says. Is he just going to come in and be another yes man? I don't know. We will see how it pans out.
I'm going to go through the comments in 2 minutes. I've just got a couple more things to talk about. Sorry about keep coughing, guys. Do apologise. Dribble, I think his name's Dribble. So we come up against him. Frankfurt. He's also linked, mate. Apparently, you can get him out of there for 12 million. He's one I quite like. Would be a good signing. Yeah. Before going to comments, mate, there's still no kit, mate, and we play tomorrow. Do you know what
I mean? I mean, the rumours were it would be announced on Saturday. Now the rumours are it'll be announced on Monday. The reason why I don't think it will be is because usually what happens is they'll release a teaser first saying, and it will just be like part of a stupid video. It doesn't really show anything off, but it'll be like, you know, they'll do some kind of teaser thing. We haven't even seen that yet. No. By all accounts, the promo videos and everything were done months ago in the Carpenters. Rice weren't there, so Rice ain't going to be a part of this. You know, we all knew that anyway. I think the only reason that they haven't announced it is because they're still milking last season's kits.
And that.
Because like them shirts, the shirts were on sale. They were, I can't remember exactly how much they were. They're about 40 quid for all of them. I think the third shirt was down to about £35. And then as soon as we won the Conference League, they put all the shirts back up to full price. Laughably, they added the winners thing to the third kit, but it was the Betway third kit, which we didn't even wear in the final. It was a sponsorless kit. As well.
Sorry, not awful kit. Awful stitching by all accounts.
Yeah, so they did that, and it weren't even the right kit, and they were flogging that for £80 or whatever it was. Then they've released these winners kits. What is that? The home and away shirts with winners 23 on for £90. I'm sorry, listen. I'm a kit collector. I think I've got over 200 kits. Right, I collect football shirts. If you spend 90, was it 90 or £80?
90, mate.
If you spend £90 on that shirt, you're a mug. I'm sorry. If anyone's bought it, I'm sorry. I can't believe it.
Go to JD Sports and get it done.
Mate, unbelievable. And now they've still got, so that the third shirt's still sold out, but they're still trying to sell the home and away. They've got all sizes available, which means they've got a load of stock to shift, £65 each. Still. Normally at this stage of the season, you can pick them shirts up for 20 quid.
20 quid, yeah.
So I think that's a big part of the reason why they're holding it off, because they want to get rid of all this stuff. They're trying to milk it for as much money as possible. I said this last week. I can see them discounting the current season shirts next week, coming week, and then they'll
ready for Australia.
Then they'll announce the new one. But yeah, we're waiting. next week, probably, I reckon we'll see it.
Yeah. Just before I go into the comments, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my hero and god of West Ham United Football Club, Paolo Di Canio. 55 years young today. Long may him have a long life, because absolute legend. Also, Jimmy Walker's birthday today as well.
That's why I'm wearing this shirt, because it's the only Paolo.
I got sent some really cool things. Let me just quickly get them. They're on the windowsill. 2 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, amazingly, I don't own a Di Canio West Ham shirt. I only own a Di Canio Lazio shirt. There you go.
From a Twitter page, really cool beer mats. Got,
oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, very good.
One. And then obviously the birthday boy,
brilliant.
Paolo. Quite like that one. And then kept that one as well, Julian.
Very good.
Thank you for sending me them. I think it was. Can't remember what the company was. I do apologise, but been sent quite a few things recently. I've got to send you that picture I got sent as well, the Boeing goal one. They did turn up. I have to send that to you. Yeah, so that's most of the news out there. So I'm going to go in the comments now. If there's any other things to talk about, guys, let me know. And if I do start coughing, Paul might have to take over with the reading. Opinions on the bickering between the Backman staff and Moyes. Yeah, it's just not great, mate. It's not a great way to go into it. We'll never know the full details of it, but we'll wait and see. I was not being sentimental. For me, it was being respectful to Moyes, winning our first trophy in under 50 years. Little did I know our backward staff would nearly exit, so I couldn't get words out there.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. You know, after just winning the trophy, staff jumping ship. You know, that's one criticism I did see about Rice, that he's not even hung about to parade the trophy in front of the fans.
Yeah.
At the stadium, but you know, whatever.
Happy Hammeret says, maybe we have a backroom change with Stidden's arrival. I'm up for them trying anything to inject improvement into the team. If it doesn't sort out the issue, then Moyes will be sacked by Christmas. Thing is, it'd be cheaper to sack him now. He's in his last year of his contract. You know, we know that David Sullivan loves a pound note. So, you know, it will be cheaper to sack him now. Oh, Jesus, what have I done there? Here we go. I went well too far ahead there. I'm gutted we don't have any new signings for the start of pre-season and feel like we are way behind every other club. To be fair, not many clubs have signed people. I think Newcastle have obviously signed Tonale, which is a fantastic signing. Arsenal have made some moves. Man City have signed Kovacic, I think, and Liverpool have signed that Solobolaz, or however you pronounce his name. Apart from that, the actual teams in and around us, I can't remember many. Pau Torres has signed for Villa, which is a really good signing. Yeah, apart from that, I don't really know much movement, to be honest with you. Anything new, mate, that you can think?
Not that I can, I'll be honest with you. I don't really keep up on other teams' signings anyway. But no, you're right. But that doesn't change the fact that, you know, we had a small squad anyway. We've got an even smaller squad now. You know, it doesn't really matter what other teams are doing. You know, we need players in. We had this same issue last year. We haven't learned from our mistake, and we're just dragging on again.
That's it, mate. Any further spider issues? No, that's a great clip. If you haven't seen that, guys, I uploaded it onto YouTube Shorts when I was filming a video, and this massive spider picked a chair up and threw it at me. I tell you, it was that big that I think if I would have trodden it with a trainer, it would have threw the trainer back at me. So, yeah, pathetic, isn't it? Being scared of spiders at 38 years old. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. I've heard that the director of Galatasaray has flown over to speak with Antonio. It is time for him to leave, in my opinion. Start the hashtag 9statswise. That was his worst season for us, and the podcasts are poor. Yeah, I want him to go. I really do. And I know people keep going, he's a legend because he's a Premier League record goal scorer and he's beaten Paolo Di Canio. I can't stand him anymore. Listen, there was a time, and someone put a tweet out the other day, actually, of all these goals when he first started. He was half good in the air when he first started for West Ham. He really, really was. And I think right wing was his natural position. I can't watch it again, mate. What about you? I cannot watch that man up front again for another season. I can't do it.
I don't want to see it. I think the problem is the way that Moyes plays. The only way that Moyes' system can work is with an Antonio-like player up front. But yeah, he's another year older. He hasn't
He
really
don't want to
got
be
that.
there either. He don't want to be there.
Nah. By all accounts, he wanted to leave in January, and we blocked it. I don't think he'll go to Galatasaray. I can't see him going to Turkey, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave at all this summer. I really wouldn't.
Is he a legend?
Again, is he? Do I consider Antonio a legend? No. I've had this conversation with you previously on this podcast. We're not going to be seeing any stands named after Antonio. We are not going to be seeing any Mikel Antonio greatest hits DVDs.
I don't think with Mikel as well. I don't think you even get that Colton Cole like status with him. That I can't imagine him being back around the club.
No.
Doing things like Colton and Marlon.
No, it's weird, isn't it? Because you obviously, he's been at the club for a long time now. He's been at the club for a long time. What, 7-8 years? He is our league record goal scorer. That you can't deny it. That's there in the record books.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to have that same, I don't know, love for West Ham.
At one point, he did. At one point, I thought he did, with the comical celebrations and all that stuff.
But was that about West Ham or was that about him? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, holding up a picture of yourself, I don't know. Yeah. To me, that's a bit more about him.
Give me some great memories of goals against Tottenham and stuff like that. But
no, I think you're right, mate. You don't get that impression, like you say, like Colton, like Marlene. Those two weren't the best strikers in the world at all. But they're still in and around the club. They still love the club. They're still all about the club. Even the likes of, I didn't know, and I know he played for our little Legends team in that America thing, Zavon Irons. I didn't realise he was actually on the academy staff.
Yeah. I interviewed him, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't you see him at Soccer Aid? His best mate is Stormzy.
No, I didn't see that.
No. He was assistant manager to Stormzy.
But yeah, all these players, Ginge, Collins, all these players that are still around the club, and they still seem to really get West Ham, and West Ham means a lot to them. You don't really get that impression from Antonio. Maybe that will. I don't think he. I think he lives. He lives in Manchester, doesn't he? He like commutes down every week.
Like we said about Payet all the time. With Payet ain't even a cult hero for me either. Payet for me, again, this is a real modern term. He's a streets will never forget player. Do you know what that means? That he's just ridiculous.
He's the best player that's probably ever played for us. Yeah, in our lifetimes, without a doubt.
No, mate, he is. There's no doubt about it. That man is the best player of our lifetime to put on a West Ham shirt to date. He is. There's no doubt about it. But what is he to you? A cult hero? Just as we're having this little.
Again, no. I wouldn't even class Payet as a cult hero. He's not a hero. He's the best. Again. Just like Antonio has that mark of being the record goal scorer, Payet has that mark of being the best player I've ever seen in a West Ham shirt.
Yeah.
But the way that he left and he didn't want to stay and all the rest of it, no, he's not a cult hero. No, not at all.
No. And I don't know, would he be welcome back at West Ham? Look where Tevez, although again, the way Tevez left, Tevez is always welcome back at that club.
Yeah. And Tevez has always spoke West Ham. He's always shown whenever he's come back playing against us. A lot of fans don't like this, but I love to see it. He's always, appreciated the fans when he's come back to play against us. And
yeah, he's not a legend, Carlos, at all. But
he's more of Carlos. I would consider more of a cult hero than Payet, no doubt.
Just last thing on this subject, mate, because it's pretty unfair that we haven't discussed him actually. Mambo Lanzini. Just before I jump back in the comments, just because it's a good time to talk about it. Your favourite player probably the last 10 years. I'm a huge fan. The injury killed him, obviously. But any last little words on him, mate?
I'm gutted to see him leave. I think he was criminally underused last season. Criminally underused. When he did play, I think he looked good. Obviously, like you say, the injury killed him, and that was such a shame. He should have been going to that World Cup. He would have been playing with Messi. After that, there's all chance he would have left West Ham and gone on to bigger things anyway.
Yeah. I think he would.
Didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen. But what a player! Some unbelievable goals he scored for us. Some incredible memories. Like you say, mate, my favourite player over the last God knows how many years. Absolutely love watching him play. I do think it's a shame, like I say, criminal the way that he was underused last season. I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe he'll go back to Argentina. Maybe he'll go back to the Middle East. That's where we signed him from.
Does he, pound for pound, in our lifetime, have some of, arguably the greatest goal collection for an individual player that we've ever seen?
Absolutely. And some of the moments that man has made, that Tottenham goal is one of the biggest West Ham moments.
Oh, mate, that celebration is one of the loudest I've ever gotten watching a game on TV.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Love Manu.
Gutted to see him go. Left foot, right foot, Bosch.
Yeah, what a goal that was. I know Bowden. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he always talks about that goal. Yeah, incredible player, such a talent. Like I say, wish him all the best.
Yeah, mate, 100%. Yep. Good luck to you, Manu, mate. Again, another man. Welcome back to the club anytime. Being real, the 105 million, will it be invested in what the club needs? I think it's a great point. There was a really good article in the Sun today about, we need to learn from basically the Rio days where we spent it on Titi Kamara, Rigobert song, and completely wasted the money. And the same with Tottenham with the Bale money. A lot of that money got wasted. And the problem is people know how much money you've got. And that's why, West Ham should have been a bit cute about this. Rather than day after the game, oh, Declan Rice is going. All of a sudden, teams will know you're going to get money. Where the way Villa done it, again, Villa did waste quite a bit of that money, the Grealish money. But, go and get Barnes done, knowing that you're going to get that Rice money in probably 2 or 3 weeks' time. That's what we should have done. Now, they've got us by the short and curlies a little bit, other clubs, no?
Yeah. No, I agree.
He was our hero. Legendary status is too far, regardless of the trophy. Obviously, this is all the female. I hate that some West Ham fans are calling Rice horrible names just because he's leaving. He deserves respect, and we should thank him for his services. A question for you very quickly on that, mate. If you are at the West Ham Arsenal game this season, would you clap him?
It depends on his behaviour when he joins them, and it's difficult. It's difficult.
I won't clap him, but I won't boo him either.
I think that's fair. I don't. Once he goes, I hope he never wins anything ever again.
100%.
Because I don't want to see.
He goes Man City. I can take him in something at Man City.
I don't want him to. I don't want to see Arsenal successful. I did touch on this when we were talking about him earlier. He does deserve respect. He absolutely does. And I do think some fans have gone a bit overboard, but at the same time, I can understand the perspective. I can understand the perspective. He's basically been, I don't know. He's very media savvy, Declan Rice. Very media savvy.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he knows exactly how to talk to fans and everything.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. But he's known for a long time now that he's leaving West Ham. He's probably known he's going to Arsenal for months, for 6 months, and still playing up to the fans and all the rest of it, and saying about when it comes to leaving, it's out of my hands, it's up to the people above me. That's lies. He's lying. He's lying to the fans then. And I think that is what has turned a lot of people against him. I think that's what's turned a lot of people against him. Will I clap him?
I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Like I say, probably not. Will I boo him?
I won't boo him.
I wouldn't boo him. No, if it's difficult. If I'm being perfectly honest, if I was standing in the ground, West Ham Arsenal, I'm standing in the ground. Rice comes over. Would I give him a clap? Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. It's just a question that's been going around in my work. I agree to a certain extent. Charlie gave his all and remained professional. I have lost respect for him because he's gone to another London club. Dan says Rice did not carry at all. He was point of fight. Dan has quite similar opinions to me with obviously another West Ham legend. But we won't say his name. I'll get pelters.
We won't get into that, but he is.
No, because I'll get pelters. Rice has been because he's got the most Premier League appearances. Rice has been our best player recently. Time to move on now. That's This is life. It's obvious a player of Rice's quality wouldn't stay at West Ham for his whole career. Good luck to him. Yeah, we had a chance to keep him a couple of years ago. We're going over old ground, but that was our chance, Danny carried us through when we were down at the bottom of the league sometimes. He was our only hope apart from Webber. What about Zuma, mate? How good was Zuma towards the end of the season? Players like Soufal come back into their game, It's not just Declan Rice. He has been brilliant, and I am being a bit bitter, but, it's harsh. Scott Parker carried a team for 3 years. There we go. We don't want to admit it, but yeah, Rice did carry us for some of the season. We defo gonna had it done, blah, 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 blah. Can't get the words out. Just on the coaching, mate, a name that I don't know whether I said it to you or not. Gary O'Neill, just gone from Bournemouth recently. If there was any chance of bringing him in, would you take him?
I would, yeah, but I think he would probably want to go into a managerial role rather than a coaching
Nolan
role
as well. I think he was part of that playoff team, wasn't he? Yeah, him, Nolan, yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely take him back at the club. But like I say, I don't know if he would want to come in to be underneath David Moyes. As I say, he'd probably be looking for a managerial role. As far as him coming in as a West Ham manager, no. Not yet. No, but
he did do a good job at Bournemouth, though.
He did. No, he absolutely did.
Done a fantastic job.
I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on for the future, without a doubt. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Would I like to see him come in as a coach? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. But it's not like Kevin Nolan, who come in after kind of failing as a sort of manager. He's succeeded.
Yeah, it will be a wanted commodity. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Someone in the Championship or even like a French team or someone like that might look at him and go, yeah, actually, do you know what? We kept Bournemouth up there on a shoestring. Yeah, that's a good point. Charlie, talking about the final, and he was our greatest most of the games after the international break, but suggesting he carried us is nonsense. There were lots of performances. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just me or if it's everyone else. Someone in the chat can confirm, but you're sounding a bit like a robot there, mate. I don't know if there's something on your mic or.
I am playing about with something here. Sorry, got to stop touching. Right.
Still sounds really weird.
Yeah. Let me just quickly.
Let me know, guys, in the chat if it is just me or if Luke sounds like a robot.
Hello. Yes.
That's even worse. Huh? Oh, wait. Talk.
Hello.
Yeah, that's better.
It's the charger wire. Must have been interfering where the mic is. Regardless of what Barnes does or doesn't do at Newcastle, he would have been a great signing for us for balance over back. Let's go and get Alan St. Maxim out of there. They've got Gordon and Barnes now. Let's go and get St. Maxim out of there.
Well, he's off to Saudi Arabia, mate, as part of their finance injections. So
that is a shame. What do you make of that, Saudi?
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. It's obviously blatantly sort of cheating to get around financial fair play.
Yeah, it's a bit thingy with Chelsea as well, isn't it? Like how many players from Chelsea are going out there?
Of course it is. Yeah. It's the same. Chelsea are doing it. Newcastle are going to start doing it. It's just another way to get around FFP. It's madness.
Yeah. What about João Felix playing in a Ben Rama shirt?
Mate, don't. Again, talking about unrealistic signings. Yeah, God, you'd love to see it. Imagine. Mate. But I don't know. It's interesting.
Moyes wouldn't have a Scooby-Doo what to do with him, mate. Moyes was playing bloody pivot role, CDM.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like if he come to West Ham again, world class, one of the highest rated youngsters in world football a couple of years ago. He's not really going to come to West Ham, but if he did, like you say, Moyes wouldn't know how to use him. He wouldn't know what to do with him. But I'd be interested to see what happens because at Atletico, Griezmann has took his number back. So it seems like he's not going to be staying on at Atletico. He'll probably go out on loan again. It'd be interesting to see.
In Saudi as well.
I would ask the question. If he's available for loan again, absolutely, I'd ask the question. Whether David Moyes would, I don't know.
But huge money. I bet he's on about 400, 500 grand a week.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. But even then, if we got him on loan and Atletico paid a percentage of his wages, I reckon, if we were paying sort of 140k for him,
I reckon
I'd ask the question.
A club you might see him at is Villa, because it seems that Emery's got very good links to La Liga. He seems to be able to pluck a few little gems out. By this time last year, we had already signed a Gerd, Skamaka and Downs. We are slower than every season. We always buy players late in a window. I think Sullivan's trying to save. Yeah, it's a good point, mate. It's a very good point. Just skipping through a couple, guys. I do apologise. Same old West Ham panic buying. Paul, I don't think I heard your opinion on Rice going. Can't say due to bad language what I'm doing. Yeah, we did speak about it early on. So I'm just skipping through because there's so many comments, guys. Dan Bowden, I want James Ward-Prowse, but he's
Who's
actually
that? Who? James Ward-Prowse.
Prowse. I think there's a darts player called Ward-Prowse or something like that. Going Price. I can't remember. James from Southampton. But is he actually that good, or is he? Sorry, or is it that he does the obvious things you see in a 2-minute highlight clips? He was terrible at our place. Yeah, that's a good point. Is he just a moments player? I think he gets the plaudits.
I think there's definitely a part of that, especially with his free kicks. Obviously, you know, that's absolute. You can't get much more of an highlights player than someone who scores free kicks. But he does have really good distribution as well.
His corners are fantastic because he sits them right on the goalie. These corners.
And for again, you know, in a David Moyes team, is there a better player out there?
No, I don't think so, mate. Let's get through these comments so we can wrap up. Agree with Luke. I wanted Jonathan David for a long time. We could have got him for 35 million. Yeah. We're linked with some Brazilian guy as well. Again, whether there's any truth in that, the new Vinicius Junior. We'll see. Sorry, this comment did make me laugh. I just see Del Parla walking into Burger King at Stratford Centre. People throwing their toys out the pram about the alleged Alex Scott deal falling through. Wouldn't be able to pick him out of an identity depraved in his life if his life depended on it. Supposed to be a fantastic player, though, mate. I can't remember. It was a big England international quoted that he reckons Alex Scott will be up there in the top 10 players in the world in 5 years' time. Likely just the Moyes brigade out. It makes Moyes look worse. He doesn't need extra time. I don't get the Souček and Moyes thing. I just don't get it. What about Zaha as well? Like, what a ridiculous rumour. Like, this just shows these papers don't do their research, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? You know, it's just clickbait. Anything for clicks. That's why I haven't really paid too much attention to anything this summer, to be honest, because most of it's absolute nonsense.
Yeah. Razor says, feeling that at last Moyes is going and Tim is sorting out the coaches coming in. I think Dexter's had his medical and Sullivan has been waiting for backroom staff sorted from Tim. Good vlog, you two.
Cheers, mate.
Someone agrees with you. Paul, you're spot on. I really wanted Moyes to walk away. He can't do any more and he will hurt us more importantly. We have pre-season soon, so why does it take so long to recruit? Same old excuses. I'm just going through, trying to give some of the new people that haven't commented before some screen time. I think we need a new, younger manager to take over. Yeah, I would love Javi Alonso, mate. We know that Tim Steedon has got some links with him. Someone, I don't know, mate. I use the word sexy, no?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That sort of glamorous, you know.
Yeah, a glamorous manager that plays a bit of, you know, some modern football. And we're the only team in the league that don't press. We're the slowest team in the league. You know, give me some entertainment. Do you know what I mean? Give me some entertainment at least. That's a good point about the kits, actually. They released the training stuff on Friday, so surely, you know, the kit will come out soon. Bloody hell, sorry. Exactly, Paul. It's bollocks saying it. First pre-season game tomorrow and no shirt. It's laughable. Paolo Di Canio is in Brentwood on the 15th of September. Search E13 events. Yes, he is. Tony Cotty's hosting it, I think. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, there's a couple of transfers that we've missed. Maddison to Spurs, McAllister to Liverpool, Tillerman's great signing for Villa, and Arsenal have got all their business done early.
Some big centre mids in there, some big centre mids.
Mate, Maddison's great signing. Costa Hammer, I think we'll find it tough to sign decent players. Why would new players sign 4 or 5 year contracts when a manager only has 1 year?
I agree.
Just going through quickly. None of our current squad are legends. They are heroes to us West Ham fans. Sorry, Luke, but what makes Di Canio a legend? He is my all-time favourite player, but he ain't a legend. I never said he was. I said he was God, bigger than a legend. No. Paolo is. We know. I know. We spoke about Dimitri earlier, and I'll repeat this to the day I die. Paolo Di Canio is. He gave me everything. You know, this man. Best goals I've ever seen. Passion. Italian maverick, absolute lunatic. Yes, he didn't play away games, but what he gave me at Upton Park is the best memories I'll ever have watching West Ham. What about you, mate? If you got anything on Paolo?
Echo it, mate. You know, if you're, you know, part of our generation, he's that guy. He is that guy.
He is. He's our first hero. I think that's a better way of looking at it. He's our first hero, like your first lover. Yeah. He's a first hero.
Yeah, if you're trying to contextualize him in terms of a legend, you know, again, talking about Bobby Moores, Trevor Brookings, Billy Bonds. No, of course he's not. Of course he's not. But to us, he's that guy, you know.
Yeah, no, he is, mate. He is. And so one thing I will say about Paolo, though, and I will come out, all this crap about that he rejected Sir Alex Ferguson is a load of rubbish. That did not happen. The reason he did not go Manchester United was because Dwight York did not join Middlesbrough, I believe. I think Dwight York was meant to join Middlesbrough. That deal collapsed, which means that Paolo Di Canio did not go to Manchester United. He was crying on the pitch, on the Leicester game, saying goodbye to the fans. The interview is somewhere on YouTube where he's like, oh, you know, I don't know if this is Paolo's last game. And if it
Didn't he say in that interview that the Paolo no want to leave interview? They want Paolo to leave.
Mate, I'm telling you now.
He said those words in the interview. He said, I don't want to leave. Mate. He said, I don't want to leave. The people above want me to leave. He said that in that interview. He said it in that interview.
Okay. And I love Paolo, mate, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Like, imagine what he would have done at Man United as well. Mate, he would have been their new Cantona.
I don't know. I don't know. I believe that he would have stayed at West Ham. Maybe I'm being too romantic about it. I don't know.
The fact that he still fits in his shirt, though, from the 99 season is ridiculous. Di Canio, 99, 01, most goals in a Premier League season and most assists in the same campaign. So I'm just getting away. Ken Hammers says, Manu, big game player, big goals, a man for the big occasion. Did Manu have an extension or no extension? Clearly not, mate, because he didn't sign it. And I think he'd been wanting that for a little while as well. I think he got annoyed. Lanzini's goal against Palace was our greatest goal of all time. No, I think another goal against Palace might have been, mate, the Payet free kick is up there as one of the greatest goals I've ever seen. No club should be grateful. He should be grateful. Very true. We've got a question here, mate. Given a choice, would you rather finish below us this season? Who would you rather finish below us? Arsenal.
I would rather.
Arsenal are nearly there with how much I hate Spurs now. But honestly,
for me, I would rather Tottenham finish below us, Arsenal drop down out of the Champions League into the Europa League, and we beat Arsenal in the final. That's what I want to happen.
That would be a dream scenario. That would be hilarious. Dan Bowden says, I will boo him.
I'm sure you will. He was the one throwing stuff on the pitch.
I won't clap Tex, but I won't boo him either. He's gone down a bit in my thoughts because he's not gone to City. I thank him for his services. Yeah, England as well, mate. Not that we're massive England fans at all. We hate England. But that's all my interest in England gone. But I don't care. And I definitely don't want him to win anything with England now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, well, we spoke millions of times on this channel about the international team and all the rest of it. But yeah, if I ever did watch an England game, it was to keep an eye on Declan, and now he's gone. That's gone. So unless Bowen gets back in the team,
that's it. Amrabat had a better game than Dex in the final for an hour. Yeah, Amrabat would have been a great sign of bold accounts. I think he's rejected us though, but he would have been a good player. Sorry guys, I'm skipping through because me and Paul have been going for nearly an hour now, so I'm just skipping through last few here. Sorry, just trying to find some. Helen, yeah, I've not put a comment up from you yet. I'm thinking now with Rice going, that we will never get to the next level as we always let our best players go and have always done until that stops. Listen, it's the opportunity for someone else to step up in that place, you know. Lucas Paquetá, he's seasoned. You know, I think, you know, a couple of channels have said it. He will be the poster boy of West Ham next year. And it's whether he, you know, takes that on, no?
Yeah, 100%. I think if anyone's got any money sitting around, bet all the money that you've got on Lucas Paquetá doing his cruise ship in Australia. It's gonna happen.
Please. Kent Hammers, Julian's another one. He's, you know, if Paolo's God to me, Julian's Jesus. Do you know what I mean? We signed Wilshere 5 years ago. Jesus. Alan Devonshire, yeah, my dad's favourite player. Luke,
sort your cable out, mate. You're a bit roboty again.
So, is that right?
Probably.
Yes.
Still a little bit, but
Luke bought in with the Slav Nice guy. I liked a lot, but Payet, cream of football player that gave us dreams like no others. And last comment of the day. Let's hope that Declan doesn't recruit Bowen to let us. Yes. Sorry if I've not put your comment up, guys. Like so many times. At one point we had 75 people watching. You know, so hard to put all in comments up and have a discussion about it. So I do apologise. Thank you for watching, guys. Any news that does come out, you know, I'm not going to do a video about Declan Rice when it's all done. I just can't do it. But if a player does sign, we'll be on here. And I'll break up from work in 2 weeks' time, so I'll be able to make more videos quickly, and maybe me and Paul will be able to do a couple of little ones in the week because of the hours and stuff. It might work out nicely. But yeah, hit that like button before you leave, guys. Helps us out, and you know, with the algorithms and all that. Hit the subscribe button. We're nearly close to 5,000, which is a great target for us. Until next time, come on, you irons. Let's hope for more positive news soon, mate. Let's go.
Cheers.